Step 2, what is the gospel? Imagine you're sitting in a plane and the plane is packed. Families, business people, a lot of different people are in the plane, but you are the only believer in the whole plane. And then you look outside of your window and you see the engine is burning and the plane is about to crash. Here is a microphone. You have only 2 minutes. What would you say? Can you give me an answer to this question? What is the gospel? I will give you 4 points. Very simple. This is a gospel. Number 1, God created heaven and earth. When God created heaven and earth, everything was perfect. No sin, no sickness, no corruption. It was fantastic. Man was living in harmony with his Creator. The Bible says in Genesis 1, God saw all He had made, and it was very good. Man was not created for a religion. I mean, Adam was not running into a church building. He was talking to God. Created for relationship. After a crusade in Kenya, in the night, I met a prostitute close to the hotel. And I asked her, what is your name? And she said, well, my name is Queen. I said, well, that's probably not your name, but this is your destiny, to be a child of the living God. And I told her about Christ, and she got saved. This is our destiny, to be a child of the living God. And without a personal relationship, our life after a while is empty. Even if we have millions of dollars, are very successful, only Christ is the fulfillment for our life. So, point number 1, God created heaven and earth. Number 2, man turned away from God. And because of that, we have all these problems right now. Romans 3, the Bible says, all have sinned and fell short of the glory of God. Sin means separation. Because of sin, man is separated from a holy God. I'm from Berlin, and many years ago, there was a wall in the midst of the city, in the center of the city. Nobody was allowed from the east part of Berlin to go to the west part of Berlin. Somebody tried to escape, but they killed them. Years ago, the wall came down. Germany, the city of Berlin, was separated because of a huge wall. There is a wall between God and man. Sin means separation. And many religions, this is what they're doing. They try to knock on that wall. They try to jump over the wall. But we are separated from God because of our sin. Buddha was asked, can you help me? And this is what his answer, that was his answer. No, I'm not able to help you. But somebody will come after me and he can help you. He has wounds in his hands. This is what Buddha says. Religion is not able to help us. Point number 3, the gospel. Jesus lived a perfect and a holy life. He lived 2,000 years ago, and they asked him, Jesus, who are you? Are you the Son of the living God? And his answer was simple but very powerful. He said, yes, I am. He claimed to be the Son of the living God. A blind man was shouting, Jesus, help me. And immediately he could see. Jesus, he healed the deaf and the crippled. He was able to raise dead people. His life was phenomenal. But then they took him and they nailed him on a cross. And Jesus was dying on a cross. And when he was dying, he was shouting, it is finished. That moment, God took your sin and my sin and laid our sin upon his son Jesus. Jesus died instead of you and me. He died to forgive all our sin. But the good news is, on the 3rd day, he arose and he is alive forever and forever. Point number 1, God created man for relationship. Point number 2, man turned away from a loving God. Number 3, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son. Jesus Christ died on a cross to save us for eternity, and he arose on the 3rd day. Number 4, we have to make a decision to follow Christ. And this point I will train you in the next session.